Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And we do full-length car reviews every week. Halfway through, we stop for a segment called Questions, Coffee, and Cars. You seem to like it, so we made it a standalone feature. How do you play along?
Well, you follow along on Instagram at Motormouth_Andrea. Watch for the post with Zach and I holding coffee. Get your questions in. I don't leave it up for very long because we get so many questions. So about a couple hours, so get them in early.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
German certified pre-owned or same to more expensive Kia, Toyota, etc. brand new?
Okay, so CPO is certified pre-owned, and most car brands do it. The Germans really, I think they kind of pioneered it. And what they do is they extend the warranty on a used car. So you can get fairly good coverage on a used BMW, Audi, Mercedes, and get that protection, obviously, on hopefully a cheaper used car. So in our world, Andrea, how many German cars have we had?
Oh, so many. I don't even know the number anymore.
And we've bought CPO'd cars.
Yeah.
And I think it all comes down to what your pain threshold is.
Absolutely. Some of them are great. I mean, we had no problems with some of them. Only actually had problems with one. That is really the truth. The others were really good. But when you do buy a CPO vehicle, make sure that you read everything.
In the warranty, yeah.
Some don't, and they just assume everything is covered, and it's not, and every brand is different. So make sure you do the due diligence. Now, if you're somebody who just enjoys a brand new vehicle, especially one like from Toyota, let's say, that is very reliable, you put reliability number one on your list, then I would say buy the brand new one.
Okay, so if you're somebody that just likes to put fuel in the car, change the oil and when it needs to be done, and that's it, then get a Toyota or something like that. If you're somebody that doesn't mind every once in a while having to do some more expensive maintenance, because the maintenance on German cars is higher.
Yeah.
Brakes and tires are more expensive, but you're getting a totally different experience. So in our world, back to our world again, we don't mind. We know what we're getting into. We've owned so many German cars. We've owned plenty of German cars out of warranty altogether.
Yeah.
And you know what? We just deal with it when something comes up.
We were just at the tire shop yesterday putting on some new tires on our Cayenne. Tell the story about the RS6 that was sitting there looking at winter tires for that vehicle.
Okay,
How much?
Okay, so the car in Canadian dollars about 150 grand, right?
Yeah.
So the guy's there, and by the way, Andrea, it's his wife's RS6 Avant.
God, it's gorgeous.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
And all black badging, black exterior, hot.
Actually, it looks like the car in the video I'm showing you here now. So he was inquiring about winter tires for his RS6 Avant, and I was standing right next to him, and they're 22-inch wheels, 22-inch wheels.
Did I say hot?
Yeah, it looks good. The winter tires were $4,300. Now that's Canadian, but still over $4,000 just for tires.
I know. It's something else, isn't it?
So I'm not sure if you're looking for a CPO'd RS6. Doubtful, but be
I don't
prepared.
think you could get one anyway. I mean, there's none around. And it would
And guess
cost
what his
you.
other car is, Andrea?
What?
An Audi RS7.
Oh.
So he's got two RSs, an
Wow.
RS6 and an RS7.
Nice.
I didn't know, and he was wearing a nice watch.
I wonder what color the RS7.
I don't know. It's probably black too.
Or
he
red.
was wearing a Breguet watch. I was like, I had this guy figured
You were
out.
infatuated
No,
with
no,
him,
I wasn't
weren't you?
infatuated with him. I was infatuated with his money. I'm like, wow, this guy's got some cash. He's not even blinking at 4K for tires.
I know, amazing. You two are the best. Oh,
Wait a
Thank
second. Wait a second. Wait a
you.
second. Wait a secc. I don't hear any disagreements.
he says, please don't ever stop doing this. We don't plan on it.
we still got kids to pay for.
Still
Yeah.
paying for college. I was looking at the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe, and with the changes, I'm wondering how it is compared to the Palisade, how it fits in the lineup. Maybe
don't
I'm
know.
missing something. Boy, that is such a massive change for the Santa Fe. I have to be honest with you, I was quite shocked to see such a huge change like that. It's got a Defender vibe, but we have no idea. What we do know is that it is a 3-row SUV.
Yeah, so Santa Fe has been kind of just out there and it doesn't really get the love. This new one is going to get the love. What's the most copied brand for design for SUVs, Andrea?
Range Rover.
Range Rover, Land Rover. You can see that influence in this. And then you have the ability, I think it's going to have either standard or available 3-row seats. So I think you're right. It's going to be like something like a Palisade, maybe a little bit smaller. We don't know. So we have to wait and see.
Or is it going... I just don't know what the wheelbase is, and I don't know what the length is. Hyundai hasn't disclosed that. They are going to disclose this information sometime in August on their YouTube channel. There's going to be a whole
you know what I hear, Andrea?
And the rumor is that a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid will be available, but that's not confirmed from Hyundai.
Well, the thing is they sell now a hybrid and a plug-in, so it would make sense. But you know what I hear, Andrea? I hear there's an event for this in America, and we're not invited.
In Santa Fe.
Yeah, in Santa,
we're not
shocker, in
invited.
Santa Fe. Like, how is that, Hyundai?
Why aren't we invited?
Come on, Hyundai. Why aren't we invited? Actually, but we're taking a break from traveling. So unless we get that one, we're not going anywhere for a while. Anyway.
Hi, Andrea and Zach. Love the content, and you are my go-to for new car reviews. I love that. I'm looking at either a CX5 or a CX50 by Mazda. Which one would you choose?
Are you sure it's not a Mazda?
Mazda.
Which one would I choose?
Mazda. Yeah, I'm curious what you would choose, and then I'll say what I'll choose. What do you think you would get? You know, the CX50 is more expensive.
I like the look of the CX50. Back to the wagon. It doesn't look like an RS6 Avant, but it has a bit of a wagon vibe to it, which I'm down with. I love station wagons. I don't know, Andrea. I think that I like them both. I think I like the CX5 drivability better, but I find Mazda has very heavy steering, considering it's a mass appeal product. They're both fine. I see you flip a coin and buy the color you like.
I prefer the CX5 for driving dynamics, and I also feel that the CX5, although the seats are firm, it offers more thigh support than the CX50. I thought that the seats in the CX50 were a little bit short.
Oh, but what about the big panel roof?
Yeah, and then you get the panel roof, but I still prefer the driving dynamics, and I think I would rate driving dynamics #1 for me on the list, and then I would work backwards with my checklist. So it's the CX5 for me. Plus, the CX5 in Canada, I'll just use Canadian numbers, starts at just over 32,000 and then goes up to, I think, 46,000, whereas the CX50, I think, tops out at around 50,000.
Okay, so the panel roof, before we move on, we should explain. The CX50 has an available panel roof, the CX5 does not.
Last month, my wife and I took my Alfa Stelvio Veloce on a weekend road trip. Veloce. When I put my ratty old weekend bag in the back, my wife said it wasn't becoming of the car or her. From your review, I know you're not using that nice Italian bag you bought during your Italy trip, Zach. Willing to help a brother out and part with it?
Well, it's funny because we just did a Mercedes SL. That's the convertible roadster for Mercedes-Benz. And the video hasn't come out yet, but there's a reference in the video to the bag. So what I did was I went into where we store all of our bags. We've got lots of bags. And I pulled it out. I dusted it off. And it
must have been dusty.
And yeah, sure it was.
Filthy.
It's in our furnace room. That's where it lives.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, can you believe it? In the furnace room.
Well,
that bag.
Because we got a 100-year-old house. You need to use every nook and cranny. So anyway, this bag was purchased in Venice. The beautiful leather. If you've been to Venice, you know there's lots of leather shops there. And I've used it once. And you know what, Andrea? We're going to go away to Whistler soon. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to use it.
Zach's going to use it.
So you know what you should do? You should invest in a trip to Venice with your wife. Say to her, you're right. This bag looks like ass.
Yeah.
This bag looks like ass. We should go and buy a new one. And you got a purse there.
I did get a purse, same color.
Same color.
It broke, so I don't have it anymore.
Wasn't
but
spendy.
Still, I
Wasn't
really
spendy.
used that purse a ton. That bag was gorgeous. I would never part with that bag only because it holds such great memories. And I just remember it was so hot in Venice, and some of you have heard this story before. But Zach couldn't decide on the bag, and we kept going back and forth, back and forth.
It was about
Do you remember?
the size of it. I had this crazy idea.
Then he had to go back and measure, and he couldn't figure it out. And I was just buy the bag.
I had this crazy idea that I was actually going to use it every week to travel for car events. It's not that. It's a posh weekend bag that you throw in the back of your Alfa to go away for a dirty weekend.
Oh, God.
but not for
Like,
business.
people need to hear that, Zach, really. I'm considering purchasing a basic Audi Q3 or a touring Subaru Forester. Which one would you choose? Is there anything else I should consider with a narrow wheelbase? My tall husband does not fit in the Lexus NX350 in the back seat. Now, those two are night and day.
Well, the thing is we're back to the question we had at the very beginning. You're going to buy
Yeah.
a German car. You're going to buy a Japanese car. I don't know. I mean, this is like...
I took some notes. I don't even remember.
You
my
have to
notes.
really do a gut check on this. Are you wanting a premium subcompact SUV, or are you wanting a larger compact SUV with a continuously variable transmission? So
I know. No, I didn't do any notes on that. I must be all up here.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
that's
one
a
is
tough one.
so much bigger than the other. The Forester, the doors are large.
huge.
The visibility is
It's a good
amazing.
product,
It's
yeah.
a real greenhouse effect. You will probably have more fun with the Q3.
Yeah.
It's more nimble.
Yeah.
It's more fun.
Plus, you're driving an Audi.
You know something
You
about
get an extra
this?
year warranty. That's something, right? You
Yeah.
get 4 years warranty.
Here's something for your husband, but you're talking about second row seat. I always, tall men who reach out to us, they always say, what's a vehicle that is going to fit me? And I always recommend the Nissan Pathfinder because the front row legroom is so huge, but that doesn't help you with the
German
rear
cars
legroom.
typically are good with headroom because the big Germans, yeah,
Yeah.
and sausages and potatoes. So they build cars for tall people. So yeah, try them both out. Pick the one you like. Pick the color you like.
I think your husband will find the Forester to be better for
comfortable.
him. Yeah, more comfortable. Do you feel the VW ID Buzz will change the minivan segment, or is it such a niche product that only VW bus enthusiasts will purchase it because of nostalgia? Love the channel.
Oh, I think there's a whole trend in the EV game to just drive freaky cars. I'm not saying it's freaky, but they just want to get noticed. Like that Cybertruck from Tesla. There's going to be loads of people who never thought they would ever own a pickup truck
Yeah.
are going to drive that because they're like, look at me, I got the new... And then there's going to be people that go, look at me, I got the new ID Buzz. I think that's what it is.
Well, I think that people who are interested in a minivan might consider
That's
the
a
ID
small
Buzz.
part of the segment.
Yeah, now nobody buys really a minivan. But let's just say you do. There are rumors it's going to start at the top price of the Atlas.
Sounds about
That's
right.
where it's going to start.
Yeah, and that's, I think, what it's going to be. It's going to be
Totally.
a three-row midsize SUV replacement for people that want to go, look at me, I drive an ID Buzz.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great memories. I mean, for people who, like you said, drove these vans, they might be really interested in getting one.
Andrea, we own 3 Volkswagen vans.
did.
Are we going to get one?
We drove.
I have no interest in the ID Buzz. So there you
we're
go.
not getting
There's
one.
there's the answer for you. We owned a Westphalia, a 1978.
Mm-hmm.
We owned a 1979 Volkswagen Type 2 tin top. That's
Yeah.
without the camper. And we owned a 1987 Vanagon, also a tin top. And I have zero interest in owning that van.
Same.
So
Zero.
We've lived it. Andrea camping in the Westie.
We
driving
drove to
Banff.
Banff in one of them, and we camped.
It was
and
fun.
We
It was a
had
great
we had
trip.
a great time, really great time, and we
Oh,
really
remember-
felt protected
what
from
about
the bears because we just locked the door.
Tofino. So on the
Tofino.
outer coast of Vancouver Island is a settlement called Tofino,
Yeah.
a traditional Aboriginal community, and it is now super popular beach community. It's called Long Beach,
Mm-hmm.
huge Long Beach. Crashing waves come in there. Like the next
Beautiful.
stop is Japan. That's how out it is on the coastline. And you lie there in the Westphalia and you hear the
Why do you ever sleep
sleep
well?
like a rock.
That's like amazing.
So now
amazing.
we've just sold some ID Buzzes.
Yeah,
There you
how
go.
about that, Volkswagen? Love your channel. God, I love all this. Thank you.
Wait a sec. I don't hear anybody disagreeing.
Do you have any idea when the new Toyota 4Runner is going to be debuted? Also, can you do more pickups? Okay, so first
trucks
off,
are tough.
okay, so the 4Runner, here's the story. We're actually, well,
You can't be careful what you say because
no,
we're going on an event. Is that what
we're
you're going to
going,
say?
yeah, we're going on an event to Salt Lake City, but this video, Questions, Coffee, and Cards, will come out after.
Will it?
Yes,
that's right.
the video that
Oh,
is going to be
that's right.
released on a special vehicle. Now you're going to know what it is because you, of course,
Okay, by the way-
watched our first look video of the ...
Land Cruiser. Okay, so if you haven't watched that video, what's the holdup? It dropped yesterday, didn't it? Or the day before?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's out now.
Yeah,
So
watch
yes,
it.
we thought it was going to be 4Runner.
Yeah, well, we were really torn. We thought for sure 4Runner, and then we noticed Toyota USA and then Toyota Canada chimed in on Instagram, and they started showing the Land Cruiser. So I said to Zach, we already knew about this event coming up. It's got to be the Land Cruiser, and it was confirmed by Toyota USA that the Land Cruiser
Okay, I just want to
unveiling will be
triple
August
check.
1st.
This video is going to go out after that.
After.
Okay, so we're good with the embargo. So if you break the embargo, that's the end of your invites. Maybe, did we break an embargo with Hyundai? That's why we're not going on the Santa Fe thing?
No, we're very considerate and professional. That's not the reason why we're not invited. I
Well,
don't even know why.
I don't
We're
know.
always in Hyundai's good books. I mean, even our viewers will say that we say too many nice things about the Korean brand. So I don't know. Maybe later.
Oh,
I have
can
a
I just
feeling
before-
that Santa
wait.
Fe is going to be unveiled at the LA Auto Show.
I just want to say,
Really, that's our first look
there's
at it.
somebody lately, I'm not sure if you guys have seen the comments or you read the comments, who's been saying Zach doesn't wear his seatbelt properly. Before we
Yeah.
move on. Okay, I just want to say, so
He
the
does.
seatbelt, as you know, and what I wrote back to him is I said, you know how seatbelts work, right?
Yeah,
So
they're
the
not
se-
tricky, and
the-
you can't change them.
So the seatbelt goes in here,
Yeah.
and then because I don't want to crush my beautiful shirt from Costco or Walmart, I pull it out over top of the lap portion, and then the guy thinks, this is what he thinks. He thinks I'm not wearing the lap portion. He says, you're wearing your seatbelt wrong. And I'm like, and I write back and I go, tell me how. He thinks that it's not the 1970s where the lap belt and the shoulder belt
Can't separate
are
them.
separate.
You know, it's funny. We did
Wait a second. I want to move that carefully.
I think we did a Kia
I'm not going back to
Telluride
Costco anytime soon.
review, and someone accused me of not wearing a seatbelt because I was wearing the same color as the seatbelt and it almost looked camouflage. And I thought, you know, these new vehicles, they won't let you drive.
And like if you drive 5 feet, they start squawking at
My
you.
God, they have a fit.
You know the worst for that?
Absolute
What's the
fit.
worst for that? 3, 2, 1. Toyota. Oh, they're like
And Subaru.
No, Toyota's. Oh, Subaru's bad too.
Subaru too.
Yeah,
Both.
they're militant.
I mean, they let you know, and we're like, easy up, Toyota, easy. We're getting it on. Hyundai planning a full EV version of the Santa Fe. I love my hybrid Santa Fe, and it gets great fuel economy, but intrigued by the full EV SUVs.
Same thing. We got to wait and see. I don't know.
I've got a feeling yes, only because it kind of looks like an EV9 by Kia.
We
Like
don't
that
know.
boxy design, but we don't know.
Hey, listen, you know how
Powertrain
we would
options
find out,
haven't
Andrea,
been-
is if we were invited to the event in Santa Fe.
Oh my God,
You know what's going to
no.
happen? They're going to invite us, and then we're going to have plans, and we won't be able to go. That's what's going to happen.
They're not going to be happy with us today, Zach, because you keep bringing it up.
Yeah, well,
What's your opinion on the CX5 with the current crop of competition? It may be old, but it comes across like a bargain for what you get. It still looks better than most new SUVs out there, even after 5 years. Yeah, you're right. It hasn't changed much.
well, that's the one thing about their design is their slippery, simple design. It's all about. It's not about creases and edges. It's about light reflecting off the curves, and it's
Yeah.
a really nice design feature. I guess you could say Audi cars are kind of like that. It's all about accentuating light, and they're timeless. And we talk about this a lot. Is that a lot of the future? Well, back to the Santa Fe.
Yeah.
You know, you see the huge difference from the last generation Santa Fe to this new one. Is that classic designs like the CX5 age incredibly well in place. Actually, if you went and look at the last generation before that, you would be hard pressed to tell the difference.
I was just going to say that when I'm on the road, we have a lot of CX5s in Vancouver, not so many CX50s.
Andrea, look what's parked right there.
CX5, our neighbor has one. And you're really hard pressed unless you know the vehicle well and maybe the grille has been tweaked or
very
it's got
slight.
new wheel design. It's pretty tough. And I think you're right. It has stood the test of time. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. And I love the way that it handles.
And it's proven engine and transmission. I mean, everybody says, oh, it should have the 8, 9, 10 speed, whatever it is. The 6-speed works fine. Just trust us on this.
Now that a few Kia Hyundai 2024 models are coming out, have they finally switched to wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for all trim lines? I don't want to buy a $50,000 Sportage and still have to plug my phone in.
So we should explain the base model cars with the smaller infotainment screens that do not have onboard navigation. Navigation is the key to this.
Yeah.
So if it has no onboard navigation, meaning native to the head unit, then it's wireless.
Yeah.
If it's the larger one that comes with the onboard navigation, it is plug your phone in.
And in some cases, if a vehicle comes standard with the larger touchscreen, then you have
You're out
no
of luck.
chance. I mean, that 8-inch touchscreen is usually just on the base model. I think you're right on that. I agree. If I'm going to spend $50,000 on a vehicle, I do want it to have it. You see Toyota, Lexus,
Moving that way, yeah.
Nissan, like there's just so many brands. Although Nissan has wireless Apple CarPlay, but wired Android Auto, so they made a deal with Apple.
Well, the thing is, you can get around it by buying, they're like $150 on Amazon. It's called a dongle.
A dongle.
It's a Android and Apple dongle. You plug that into the USB.
Yeah.
Now, it would be nice if it was like hidden in the why is that not opening? What's he done to this? If it like there's a plug here, for example,
What have I done to
you've
it?
broken it. You plug it in there and you leave the dongle in there where Andrea's wipes are.
Which you could do.
And then you're going to be wireless. But if it's right in the middle of the dash, your dongle's going to flop, and you don't want a floppy dongle.
No, who wants a floppy dongle?
All right, Andrea, we're getting long on time here. Let's just wrap this up.
Okay, well, this is a cute one. This is a nice ending.
Okay.
What are your guys' thoughts on custom license plates? Have you ever owned one? And if so, did you find it got more police attention? Do you find them tacky or just a fun way to personalize your vehicle? Love your videos.
I remember when in Ontario, when customized plates came out, my dad, we wanted to get him one for his Acura. He had an Acura Legend.
Yes.
And a manual transmission Acura Legend. It was pretty sweet.
I know, and he passed it on to your brother,
My
which
brother
was
drove it, yeah.
kind of cool,
And
right?
and then it died.
No.
He wanted Grumpy.
What do you mean? He
wanted his
grumpy?
license plate to be Grumpy.
That would be good for your dad.
Yeah, and it was taken. Not available. I don't know. I mean, we don't have special license plates. We just name our cars. So I don't think it brings any extra attention.
I don't think so either. I mean, some of them are so lame.
Yeah, lame.
That I don't want to
come
be
up
a
with a
part
good
of
one.
that. I don't want to be a part of it. If you can come up with a good one, I would say great. Otherwise, the ones that I've seen have been kind of lame-o.
Yours would be Drea MM. Drea Motormouth.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
And
cool.
mine would be Zork MM.
Maybe we should do that. Does that mean we can write off the vehicle if we get that?
Well, we already do. We're done, Andrea. You're going for one more. I can tell
Just
you.
one more, just because I did the research on it, okay? I'm in Toronto. Which car do you recommend for long-term, at least 10 years? Nissan Rogue, Subaru Forester, or Ford Escape?
I go Forester. Canadian
Forester
Winter.
is great. So get this. The Ford Escape gets a great reliability score.
And great fuel economy if you get the hybrid.
The Forester gets great reliability score. The Nissan Rogue, the former model, got a great reliability score, but now it has the 1.5-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder, which...
Question mark.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. So I think I would go with the Forester.
10-year hold, RAV4 hybrid. You know my answer is always the same.
God. Get the Forester.
Boring, but good old faithful. The only reason I say Forester for Ontario is that you have to deal with winter, and it is great in the winter. Even though you got the all-wheel drive system, invest in a good set of winter tires.
For sure.
It's very comfortable, great outward visibility. We talked about all that earlier. It's just an easy car to live with, and I find the seats are comfy. There you go.
There you go.
So we're going to go and pack the
bag up.
Yours is going to be easy, Andrea. Going to be a few little things, and then we're going to head to Whistler.
He's too much, isn't he?
All right, so how do you play along?
You're just such a troublemaker.
That's
Now you're
my
gonna cause
job.
trouble.
That's my job.
Follow
I have a
along.
role on this channel, Andrea. Chief troublemaker.
Follow along at Motormouth_Andrea. When you see us with a post up with our coffees like this, make sure you get your questions in. It's up for a couple hours and then it's gone once we get all our questions and we've got enough for this show.
Okay, I get to add one more. You ready?
A question?
No. Woodpecker update.
Oh, yeah.
So we have seen the family. The woodpeckers have flown the coop. The babies have flown the coop, but they are back in the backyard eating stuff off the grass.
Saw them for the first time this morning. I was super excited.
It's Woody and Winona and the babies.
And we're not sure which one, but they were pecking at our chimney, so we knew they were back. It drives the dog crazy. You can't stand it when they're pecking, sharpening their beak. But I looked outside and there were 4 of them, and the babies are equally as large as mom and dad. So now we have just confirmed there were 2 babies.
We think.
And now they just love our house. Like, they're just hanging around now. They're mature. They're not going back in the hole in the tree. And no squirrels have gone in the hole either.
Okay.
His mind, right? It's his mind.
All right.
What can I do with
Bye-bye
him?
now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks for flying with us. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hope you had a good flight. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.